Right now on Sports Extra, it's the best time of year for college baseball. Could we possibly see Georgia Tech versus Georgia in the College World Series? Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, but it's shaping up to be a really fun postseason.
It's just been really cool to sit back sometimes and just watch this group, when they're needed the most, just step up.
Plus, Ronald Acuna Jr. is once again mashing the baseball. We'll spend all summer talking about Falcons quarterbacks as well. It's last day of May. We're going out with a bang. An action-packed Sports Extra starts right now. Yes, sir. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm Reggie Chatman. Welcome to Sports Extra and happy regional weekend to all the fellow college baseball sickos like me and the two men right next to me, Reeves Jackson, Sudu Uphadhyay. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Thank you guys for answering all my text messages about baseball over the last couple of days. It has been absolutely awesome. Let's get right into it. Georgia Tech, number 2 team in the nation, is unfortunately going to have to play on Monday to try and advance to a super regional after a tough loss on Sunday night. But this team has been incredible all season long. The bats have been really, really good. Sudu, what's your favorite aspect about this Yellow Jacket team?
Yeah, you just said it. It's the best offense in the modern era of college baseball. You got MLB talent littered all over this roster. You got one heck of a coach. This now with UCLA's exit is the best team left to me in the field. They should 100% be considered the favorites. And, the school right down the road is also right up there. And I know you mentioned that at the beginning of the show. We could potentially have a Georgia brawl. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, but that
Don't
could
get too crazy here, Sudu.
It could happen.
It could happen, and how electric would that be in Omaha, man? That was the Rocco's bar down the street that has the Jello shots. Oh, man, can you imagine those two teams? Reeves, your thoughts on this group and just how impressive they've been so far?
I mean, Georgia Tech's my favorite team in college baseball, and that's me saying that as a University of Georgia graduate. I love this team. I mean, they're littered with studs, like you mentioned, MLB talent. And, I mean, they average almost 11 runs a game. It was funny, in the ACC tournament, they interviewed their head coach, James Ramsey, in the middle of the game. And he's like, yeah, we've only scored 6 runs, so we gotta wake up. I'm like, 6 runs in the 5th inning? That's fantastic. But, I mean, seriously, Von Lackey, Drew Burris, who broke the school record for the most home runs in school history. You have guys like Jason Varitek, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Mark Teixeira that have played there. So, they're setting records left and right. And they're deeper this year on the pitching side of their pitching staff is deeper. So I think that both teams, Tech and Georgia, are going to be in the College World Series. Just we'll see what happens.
That lineup is absolutely relentless when you look at it from top to bottom stats-wise, and there's been nobody stats-wise better than Von Lackey. He hit 2 home runs this weekend that I've never seen baseballs hit that far in a college baseball stadium in my life. Both over 450 feet. This one an absolute moonshot. Sudu, how good is this kid, and could he be and should he be the first overall pick?
I mean, I very well could be. I think he's currently projected as a 3rd overall pick going to the Twins, but he is absolutely thrilling to watch, man. To me, for many years, I was a bigger college baseball fan than I was an MLB fan, and it's guys like Von Lackey, man. It's the potential you see at that level, and you're talking about those moonshots that he had the other night. It's that kind of play that makes it so exciting. He is one of the most exciting players in the country. And this is a roster with Drew Burris, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. There's a bunch of guys that are going to be drafted after this season. And Drew, the all-time home run leader, not even the biggest storyline. All right, meanwhile, speaking of storylines, the Georgia Bulldogs are also advancing to the Super Regional for the first time in a couple of years. This team, absolutely incredible. Winners of the SEC, both the tournament and the regular season crown. And this was the moment that everybody wanted to talk about. Down 1-0 in this game in the regional final. Trey Phelps hits a home run that goes a mile, but gets tossed out of the game for a couple of celebrations. He probably hit every single emote he possibly could, rounding around the bases. He gets tossed. His head coach gets tossed trying to defend him. His head coach says that he was gesturing above the Liberty dugout to his family doing this. I don't know about that, too.
Hey, man, some families are different, man. Everybody's got their own traditions. I don't like that he has to miss an extra game. I just don't like that about the way that the NCAA does the postseason baseball, where you just miss the next game after you're ejected. He is the emotional leader of that team. They actually hung his jersey up in the dugout right after he was ejected, and I think that his presence will be missed. But there's guys, Dan Jackson. There's other guys that can bring up some offensive firepower, but losing Trey that's going to be tough.
You can tell you work at TV, man. What an incredible transition to our our next storyline, right? Dan Jackson, the SEC Player of the Year, has been unbelievable, not just all season long, but during the entire regional. 5 for 10, 6 runs scored, 2 homers. 4 RBIs. Reeves, you've seen him all season long. Can this kid get any better? And is he maybe better than what Charlie Condon did during his time here at UGA?
I mean, I think it's impressive that Dan Jackson is a catcher. I mean, you look at Von Lackey, too. Both doing that from the catcher position is very impressive, especially having to do what they do all game behind the plate. So, I mean, Charlie Condon did hit 37 home runs, broke the NCAA BB Corps record, but Dan Jackson is not just solely dependent on the long ball. This entire Georgia team can beat you in more ways than they used to be able to the past 2 years. So I think that's a plus for them. And Dan Jackson, he's one of the front runners for the Golden Spikes Awards right now with Rock Chalowski. So could win that.
All right, speaking of winning, right? How about the Braves? Another series win for them, taking 2 of 3 from the Reds in Cincinnati, despite losing Sunday's finale 6-4. And now Ronald Acuna Jr. hit another home run. Spencer Strider didn't have a lot of his luck today, gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Matt Olson would end up grounding out, as you'll see in a second. But here's Ronald, man. An absolutely incredible weekend for him, an incredible run that has been the last couple of days for him. A player that had really been struggling over the last couple of weeks, but now he's really got it figured out. Like we mentioned, Spencer Strider did struggle right there, giving up the long double right there. Ronald not really doing a good job handling it in the outfield as the run comes around. Long story short, it would get close late, as it always seems to be with the Braves. Matt Olson with the bases loaded, grounds out. A good week for the Braves, though, overall, as they get a win. Reeves, as we talk about this group, what has been so special about what Ronald Acuna has been doing over the last couple of days?
I mean, he became one of 4 players in Major League Baseball history to have 5 home runs and 4 stolen bases in 4 games. 2 of those names are Willie Mays and Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
So that right there and alone in history. I mean, he's finally – I mean, remember that stretch he went on, 2018? It seems like he was hitting a leadoff home run every game, and a lot of that came against the Miami Marlins. Now that feels like he did that this series against the Cincinnati Reds. So good to see Ronald get going, and hopefully, as you see his celebrations galore, that this is the week and this is the series that gets him going consistently throughout the rest of the season, because his bat at the top of the lineup when he's doing this, the Braves are already unstoppable on offense right now. It just takes him to a whole different level.
The good news is he's not getting tossed out of games for celebrating, right? Or gesturing towards his family. Sudu, how good can this team be if Ronald is really clicking with the rest of this lineup doing what
it's massive, and everybody's been waiting for Ronald Acuna Jr. to do what he's doing. I actually have a stat on him as well, Reeves. Only MLB player in the modern era to have a 3-game span with 4+ homers, 4+ stolen bases, 4+ walks. That's what you want to see from Ronald Acuna Jr. And it's kind of one of my broader points, and we're going to get to it, but it's. I feel like anytime you need a little offense, somebody new steps up, and you're seeing the guy everybody's been going, when's Ronnie going to get it going? You're seeing that, and that's a good sign.
This team has been very good. A lot of wins, best record in baseball, most wins in baseball, and there's plenty to be excited about as we head into June 1st. And so I've now given you guys some homework coming into this game, or coming into the show tonight. Your favorite thing, best part of this Braves team so far, and the thing that concerns you the most. Reeves, we'll start with you. The best thing about this Braves team so far
has been the biggest concern coming into the season, and that is their starting pitching. And their pitching staff as a whole. I mean, they have the second best staff ERA in baseball, just a tick over 3, and a lot of that is guys like Bryce Elder.
Big Texas.
Chris Sale, who is looking like a Cy Young form from 2 years ago. And it's funny because a lot of Braves fans, when those injuries happen, were like, let's panic and let's go out and sign some guys right now, which the Braves did not do that. They relied on their guys. And look at Bryce Elder. I mean, one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I talked about this last week, but his expected stats, he was an all-star 3 years ago, but his expected stats was like his ERA was supposed to be 3 runs higher than he actually was pitching at. Yeah. Right now, it's roughly the same. So, and then you have Robert Suarez. What a signing he's been to anchor the Braves bullpen late in games. Probably an all-star this year, so.
Been a really, really incredible time. Sudu, your favorite aspect of this Braves team?
As I kind of mentioned earlier, I think it's just somebody new can step up offensively. I know there's been some problems. We complaining about Riley and Kim and some guys not getting enough hits, but I feel like anytime you really are going to need that, especially as we go later into the season, you got a lot of different guys that are going to be able to bust out the bats and get it going. And I think guys like Riley are going to get it going soon. Remember, we were talking about Yaz just a few weeks ago, not getting, not not getting going in that department, and he turned it around. So I really do think that's one of the stronger parts of this team, and it's going to continue to be an asset moving forward this season.
I'll go quick with mine. It just feels like I have to give a shout out to this man. Reeves Jackson has been my favorite player to watch in this Braves team all season long. We talked about him before the beginning of the season, him saying he likes to prove the doubters wrong. He's been doing it all year long. And even with Ha-Seong Kim back in this lineup, he continues to prove why he should be in this lineup wherever it may be out on the field. He's been very important to this Braves team so far this year. All right, now the thing that we're maybe most worried about, and it feels like we're kind of nitpicking now because the team has been incredible. We'll start with this. Sudu, what is your thing that kind of has been freaking you out about this Braves team?
Okay, this is very nitpicky, all right? And it kind of goes against what Reeves has already said about this pitching, but I want another ace. I want another solid starter, and this is more so looking into like October, all right? I know there's been some screwball talk. I'm not saying it's going to happen. AA traditionally doesn't give up, assets for just an immediate impact guy like that, but he did say before the start of the season that he did want to add a playoff starter. So if we're really nitpicking, I would feel a little better, especially with the injury history the Braves have had in that department, to just get another solid starter. As a fan, it would make me feel better.
Reeves, quickly from you, what's been worrying you?
It's the production of the guy that got the biggest contract in Atlanta Braves history, in Austin Riley. I mean, it just does not seem like the past 2 to 3 years he's been what he was when he came up, and that is definitely concerning. And so Walt Weiss has tried some things. He's moved him down in the order. He's given him some days off. We saw that in this series against the Cincinnati Reds. And that's the thing with Riley. He'll have a few games, 2 to 3 games, where he may hit 3-run homer to give the Braves the lead, but then on Wednesday this week, 4 strikeouts. So that's concerning, obviously. And then Ha-Seong Kim, the Braves' $20 million shortstop they signed this offseason. The nice thing, though, about that is Jorge Mateo and Mauricio Dubon have done a nice job filling in for him.
Make the stash for both those guys, right? Really quickly, I just want to mention my biggest concern is the catcher depth. Of course, Drake Baldwin out. Sean Murphy, of course, is injured. You got Jonah Heim out of here. And, of course, maybe you might have needed him now. So kind of a tough situation, but it seems like this team is still rolling without them. It'd be good to have them both coming back at some point over the course of this season. All right, when we come back, the Falcons went through another week of offseason team workouts. We're going to talk about the big storylines, including the quarterback battle after the break. All right, welcome back to Sports Extra, everybody. I'm Reggie Chatman. Week 2 of the Falcons off-season workouts are in the books as we continue to get an idea of what this Falcons team will look like on offense and on defense. And as you can imagine, the quarterback situation is still the biggest piece of the puzzle. Michael Penix Jr. and Tua Tagovailoa still sharing the reps. Penix has not been cleared for team periods just yet, but his coach Kevin Stefanski says he's right where he needs to be in his rehab. He was also asked about Tua's accuracy, which led to this well-talked-about moment online. Innate God-given ability. It's that line right there that had everybody fired up. We've got Reeves and Sudu back with me here as we continue here on Sports Extra. And like we said, this is the conversation we're going to be having the entire offseason. Who's going to be the quarterback going forward? There's, of course, all the different intricacies about the fact that Michael Penix Jr. is still coming back from injury. Reeves, we'll start with you here, man. Did that line from Kevin Stefanski kind of, point out to you anything that he might be thinking about this QB battle?
I think he trusts the veteran presence of Tua, especially early on. And you see some videos early on from OTAs, and just the way Tua is leading the receivers, and I'm sure that some of those videos are handpicked. But, Tua in Miami, let's not forget, in 2023 was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He earned that massive contract extension that now Miami is paying most of here in Atlanta. And then, of course, he's tied to the injury history. Things didn't exactly go his way his final few years, the inconsistencies. And then now is with the Atlanta Falcons. And what he's doing also in a mentor role with Michael Penix Jr., I think even Tua himself is like, I don't want to come in here and be someone who doesn't want to have a good relationship with Michael Penix. I want to be the guy who can be a mentor, be that veteran presence. And I think Kevin Stefanski, the praise that he has had for Tua, obviously that comment, the innate God-given ability in his accuracy is just proving that Stefanski has a guy he can trust at least early on.
It's kind of a battle for Tua, right? Because he is, of course, being really nice and having the whole competition thing at the same time. So, Sudu, when you saw that quote from Stefanski, how much should people be believing in that last line, or do you think it's a big nothing?
I think, personally, it's based on what we've seen from Tua early in his career and what his output is and what he can do. I think you can put some credence into that. And like Reeves said, it's that veteran presence. It's a guy who's done this before. He's led men in the league as the face of a franchise before. But this is a guy we were talking about maybe a year ago, maybe not playing football again.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a genuine concern. So I find it really hard to sit here and go, yeah, Tua's going to be your starter for the entire season. I think the upside, the development upside with Penix and his youth ultimately is going to factor in. I look at this like, we don't know when Penix is truthfully coming back. We trust Tua to take care of business while he's gone. I still think Michael Penix Jr. is your QB1, though.
It's going to be really interesting to watch to see how it all goes out, right? I will say we did get a chance to see a little bit of Matt Ryan out there on the field. Look, he was throwing a couple balls out there, so hypothetically, if things
is there
crazy,
any video of this?
No video of this. No. They shut us down from shooting any video of it.
Right when he started throwing.
Right when he started throwing, but it's all good. It's all good. Guys, let's go straight to our biggest takeaways. Sudu, we'll start with you. The biggest takeaway from OTA so far 2 weeks in.
Zachariah Branch. Dog confirmed. I mean, I think we've all known how good this guy, his potential could be at the next level based on what we saw of him at USC and, of course, at UGA. But you hear the praise. We were just talking about Tua. I mean, Tua comparing him to Jalen Waddle, not just because of the jersey number choice there, but just the shiftiness, the speed, what this guy brings to the table. He's going to instantly make that offense better and upgrade it, in my opinion. I think he's the most impactful rookie for the Falcons. But also in the return game, the Falcons have him in the best team in the league as far as returns are concerned. I think the return game, he's going to be pretty big on special teams as well, but I'm really excited to see him play.
It's been really cool seeing him at practice. Reeves, really quickly from you, your biggest takeaway of the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, my takeaway is the hype around Tua, and I just talked about it. And the guy you mentioned was Zachariah Branch. Tua compared him to a kind of a Jalen Waddle type player. So that should be interesting. I'm a little more optimistic than a lot of Falcons fans are about Tua. I know he's had the concussion history, but let's not forget, 2022 led the NFL in touchdown percentage, 2023 led the NFL in passing yards, and then 24 led the NFL in completion percentage. So that's 3 really good years in a row. So I think with an actual offensive line, unlike he had in Miami, Tua could blossom here in Atlanta, and they surprise some people.
It's crazy, man. We're into another season where it feels like we've got a lot of talent around the quarterback position, a lot of question marks about who is actually going to be running the show. The good news is they've got 2 guys that have played the position. We'll see how it all works out. All right, Cup next. We're so close to the World Cup coming to North America. Our first match in Atlanta is 2 weeks from tomorrow. We'll check in with the U.S. men's national team next as they are training in Metro Atlanta and played a friendly up in Charlotte. Back to Sports Extra. Soccer fans rejoice. The U.S. men's national team looking pretty good today in a friendly up in Charlotte. USA over Senegal 3-2, and a good sign to see Christian Pulisic finally find the back of the net. He scored one of America's 3 goals in this match. The U.S. team trained this last week in Metro Atlanta. They're spending time at the new Arthur Blank U.S. Soccer Training Center in Fayetteville. They will be back there training on Tuesday as they prepare for another friendly against Germany, and then the World Cup opener against Paraguay Saturday. Pulisic met with reporters here in Atlanta and explained how he deals with pressure as the face of the U.S. men's national team.
There is a pressure there. I'm human. I feel it. I want to perform well. I want to help this team win. I want to help this country be successful in this World Cup. And I can only do the best that I can do and prepare as best I can, and I feel that that's what I'm doing. So at the end of it, I can hold my head high no matter what happens, because I'm gonna give it everything we got, and luckily I have a team behind me who's gonna support me, so I don't have to do it alone.
Doesn't have to do it alone. I'll tell you guys, things are so exciting around the city right now. I went and watched the Champions League final the other day at one of the pubs down the street. The people are fired up for soccer. The World Cup is coming. If the U.S. performs like they did against Senegal today and not like they did in those matches they had here in town, it feels like there's a better chance of actually succeeding. Right, Sudu?
I agree, and it was good to see Pulisic obviously break. I think it was a 21-match scoreless streak for him.
Been a while.
He's the face of the team, right? And he's carrying an entire country on his back for the World Cup. So that was a really promising sign. Senegal are a pretty good squad. So you can't take too much from these friendlies. It's not going to be an indication of what the World Cup will be like, in my opinion. But it was just good to get a win and something positive for this team, knowing you're going to be hosting the World Cup. It's nice to have a little good energy, and this brings that. Yeah,
those 2 matches here in town against upper high-level competition, not great. So just to see a ball get in the back of net, not even just for Pulisic, but for the squad in general, to get a win feels pretty good, Reeves.
I mean, you could see the sigh of relief for Christian Pulisic when he scored that goal. So that was nice to see. And I think a lot of promising things for the U.S. men's national team offensively. The way they were able to control possession early on, that's definitely something that they want to see. Defensive breakdowns a little bit toward the end of the before they went to break, and then ended up tying it up after. So And then the difference between the starters and then some of the backups that came on the substitutions, I think that's where the biggest difference was. But then at the same time, too, they could have scored 5 goals this game.
Yeah.
They had some chances to score more, but a good win, 3-2.
A good win for this team as we get ready for the World Cup. 10 days away, everybody. Get excited. All right, after the break, and talking about another championship, Spurs and Knicks. We'll talk about the finals next. Excited, everybody. It's going to be Spurs and Knicks in the NBA Finals last night right here on NBC and 11 Alive. San Antonio ended the one-year reign of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The finals get underway on Wednesday night in a finals that people are going to be so excited for soon, especially you as a Spurs fan, huh?
Absolutely, Reggie. I mean, listen, I haven't seen the Spurs make it to the finals since I was 19 years old.
Wow,
back in,
so tough
back
for
in
you.
2014, man. It was lost so many years of just misery. Finally, we get Victor Wembanyama to save the franchise,
Yeah.
and obviously the new big three there with Dylan Harper, Steph Castle. Shout out my boy De'Aaron Fox. We're going to bring it home, man. I say Spurs in 5.
Spurs in 5.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Reeves, your thoughts?
I'm going to go Spurs in 7. I think it's going to be a tight series, a very highly anticipated series. But I think at the same time, I mean, the Spurs, obviously with Victor Wembanyama, I don't know how the Knicks are going to have an answer for him.
No,
so
they
that's
won't.
going to be interesting. But also, the Knicks have a ton of playoff experience with Brunson and Cat.
You're a Brunson believer.
I'm not a Brunson. I mean, it's hard to say I'm not a believer. They've literally won every game since the Hawks beat them in Madison Square Garden. So.
And see, that's my point. People are not talking about this enough.
Yeah.
The Hawks beat a super team twice. The Knicks are very good. I'm going to say Knicks in 7. I love Jalen Brunson. I think they've got enough size to compete with whatever the Spurs are throwing at them. Victor's going to be impossible to stop, but you can kind of work everything else around him. So my pick,
Is that why you brought me here, so you could say Knicks in 7?
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the finals. We've got so much to talk about this week on 11 Live.
Go Spurs.